Buongiorno a tutti. My name is Guk, and I'm the founder of Cibando, the best restaurant find. Wait, where's my? It's this one, right?
There are two of them, actually.
So the best restaurant finder that you can download from the App Store and Google Play. So I'm here to tell you about how we at Cibando use content to help you find and pick restaurants, because that's the hardest part. But finding restaurants is actually the easiest part, because especially in a city like Venice, where we have lots of restaurants, almost 1,000 restaurants, so it's quite easy to find restaurants. In fact, if you get out of this building, you will probably find 2-3 restaurants right off the block. So, but the hardest part is actually understanding which restaurant to go in, because we don't know exactly what kind of food experience you might have by going in a random restaurant without finding information beforehand. So anyway, before we talk about Cibando, I want to explain other methods of picking restaurants that are existing today, and I'm sure most of you probably use those kind of services. So one of the best solutions that there is today is to rely on our friends. Our friends are the best restaurant guides that there is. But the problem with this service is that it's not scalable, because not always our friends are available to give us information about restaurants, and not all of us have friends in all around the world. So it's quite complicated to ask them. So when the friends are not available, we often go to websites like TripAdvisor or Yelp to read reviews of random people from random websites. And we waste a lot of time because there are lots of them, and we never know if those reviews are true or not. And sometimes most of the reviews are between 5 stars and 1 star, so you never know if it's actually good or bad, or sometimes the ratings is maybe 2-3 stars, and you never know what that means. And sorry. Another place where we go look for restaurant information is directly on the restaurant websites. And the problem with the restaurant website is that they are the perfect example of how content convinces you to not go visit this restaurant. Because the kind of information that they have is they have long descriptions. In this case, they don't even have lots of information up there. And they have tiny photos that you can't even click to enlarge the photos. They have no contact information. They never tell you if they're open or not, and they never tell you which day they actually close for the week. And they sometimes, instead of using Google Maps, they also use a small hand-drawn maps because they think it's more artistic. But actually for the users, it's more complicated because they don't know exactly where it is, especially in Venice, where you need GPS and the roads are really small and so on. And another particular thing about restaurant websites that we found is that the photos that they display is of the furniture that they have in the place. They never show the food that they're actually selling, but they show us the nice tables that they have and the lots of empty chairs that they basically display. So it's kind of funny how they show the content of their restaurant. So at Cibando, we follow a simple idea, which is we eat with your eyes first. I mean, you eat with your eyes first. And to do this, we create incredibly mouth-watering content for each restaurant. And this is one of the examples of a restaurant in Venice. It's actually called the Trattoria Corte Sconta, and it's one of the most famous restaurants there. Through the photos, you can see that every morning they produce their own gnocchi. They have fresh fish every single day. They have black tagliolini, which is a typical Venetian dish. So through the photos, we really want to teach you, we really want to describe to the user, visualizing what kind of food experience you will face once you go inside the restaurant. And this is another restaurant that we have in Rome. You can see the cheesecake is it's really good. I tried it, and I promise it's really good. Also, the pizza is very good. They have a nice mini burger, and you can see that they have fresh ingredients and so on. And this is another example of a restaurant called Metamorphosi, which is from a Colombian chef in Rome. And even here, you can see the sophistication of the dishes that they prepare. And through the photos, we really want to explain you this instead of with a bunch of text, which not many people like to read so much. And mostly, it's about creating mouth-watering content, because I think to make a selection of, to select a restaurant to go inside, you need to want to go there. You need to have a reason to go there. And I think the best way to do this is through the photos. But photos is not the only thing that we do. We curate the restaurant content, and obviously the photos is not enough. It's not enough to convince the users to go in there. So we create a nice profile of the restaurant. Obviously on the top, we focus a lot on the gallery. We basically do like 50 to 70 photos of the restaurant, going anywhere between from the room of the restaurant to the kitchen, to the preparation, and to the final dishes that they prepare. So it's very transparent. And we also show what we like about the place. So we call the restaurant owner and say, what's your specialty? We ask this kind of information, and we lay it out on the website with very tiny bits of information. So it's easier to read for the people, and it's a quick way to understand what they do. And another interesting thing that we do in these profiles, in these layouts, is we tell the user what's there to do nearby the restaurant. And in this case, since it's a restaurant in Venice, we tell the user to go visit San Marco. So if a tourist never visited Venice and they're looking for restaurants, it's a nice way to understand that there's Piazza San Marco near this restaurant, so they can walk afterwards. And if they click on that, we always use images. In this case, we use Google Images to show the user right away what Piazza San Marco looks like, so they understand right away if it's worth it to go up there or not. And I think this is the ultimate way for you and your friends to find and pick restaurants. So please download Cibando and look for restaurants in Venice. We have lots of them here in Venice with lots of nice photos, and I'm sure since it's near lunchtime, you can also use it for the thing. Grazie.